Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning into the Loadout with John and Sean. I was messing with our buddy a little bit there.
Zach, yeah.
Yes.
Zach, oh my, we lost audio.
Yeah. Fade to black.
Fade to go.
How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well.
Yeah? It's good to be back on the couch here with you again. It's been a week? We took a week off with work stuff, trying to figure it out. And
yeah, things are starting to roll back, and got a little action going, so we'll see what happens. And
well, we've been pretty lucky. I don't think I've even seen all the stuff we've done yet, just because you just get so busy once you get out of here. But we've had some big people on the show.
Right. And today, I mean,
right now, this is a big shocker.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch TV, this guy's involved.
That's right. Glenn Weiss, how are you, my friend? Thank you for coming on with us to the Loadout.
It is a total pleasure being here. This is a fun place to be.
Wow. So this surpasses Rack and Gary Hood, I think, on the list of the hierarchy for shows.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of brought us to the next level, Glenn. We were, I mean, if you're interested in directing, you could, and you need something to do. The Loadout.
I've been sitting at home watching this, going, I guess I don't want me. No one's calling me. But what the hell? You reached out. First thing I thought to myself is, I don't want to be on a monitor behind Sean, but you guys moved it.
We moved it. We caught a lot of flack for that one from everybody in the business. Peter Margolis sent me a 2-page email about all the stuff that needs to change.
Really, Peter? 2 pages? I wouldn't like him.
Well, he wasn't getting paid.
Well, and in our defense, I think we kind of threw this together just to advertise. Zach put a podcast streaming stuff together, and that's initially what we did this. And then we started talking to people, and then it kind of snowballed, and then we kind of forgot that all the people we're talking to work in our industry. So people are like, hey, move the monitor, your lighting, the cameras, and we're like, oh, no.
I've got some time to come down next Tuesday if you guys would like me to help you out.
Yeah.
Bobby Friel sent me a text message. He said, hey, Lord, love the show. Everything's awesome, but the set's horrible. I've got some friends if you want me to come help you guys out.
But what's really cool is it's a great idea, and seeing all the people that have come through. It's we're a connected business, right? But we're so not connected right now. So literally, when I get alerts that you guys put something else out, I'm suddenly seeing, oh, that's what Easter's doing. Oh, hey, Claver, that's really literally people that you would bump into on a daily basis sometimes that have just been removed because of this separation we're all at. So this is a genius idea, guys. It really is.
Wow.
It's been fun.
Did you hear?
Yes.
He said genius idea.
I know. I heard that.
Never heard that before in our lives.
I was talking to Johnny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Glenn, the reason why he was so excited about that was because it was their idea. And I was like, no way. No one's going to want to do it. And then here we are. We're talking to you.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Cool. Really good idea. And the product placement on the table, it's fantastic.
We got to stay safe.
Yeah, Dale Earnhardt's going to come back and pay him some money for racing his car, we think, maybe.
Probably not. So what have you been up to? I can't imagine.
What was the last
Zoom
show?
Call. Well,
how
about Zoom calls? How long are you on Zoom calls?
Like, seriously, when you guys were doing a Zoom for this, I was like, okay, I am literally nonstop Zoom from morning to night. And when I used to do conference calls, I put my earbuds in, I'd go for a walk, I'd be distracted, I'd be doing other things, multitasking. You get on these Zoom calls, I can't be walking away now. I got to sit here, and it's like you're paying attention more because you have to, because you're on screen, which is like bizarre. But yeah, it's been a wall-to-wall Zoom calls. I can't tell you how many shows I have now worked on an A, B, C, D, and E version. Okay, this is our full audience show. This is our half audience show. This is our no audience show. This is our virtual show. And for everything that you're planning for summer, fall, you got to have these multiple versions. And right. It's so consuming.
Yeah.
But, we all want to get back. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, everybody's trying to dig. But, yeah, because he's on, you still got to have a vision. You got to have your show. And you do so many things. You produce, you direct. So you got to come up with the ideas so that everybody can implement your ideas. So, you're kind of in a higher pressure zone than any of us are.
Right.
No, and what's really interesting is with all the hodgepodging that we're doing to get stuff on the air right now, I see our world changing because there's now everybody's starting to embrace technology that in pre-March it never would have been on television. It would have been something for consumer or whatever, but literally they're putting any kind of anything on the air because it's getting us there. Well, I think the learning curve from that is going to be, things might change a little bit in everything that we're going forward with, and how do we adapt with it, and how do we, we want to be distant from people right now, so we're doing Zoom calls, right? We reopen a production office. A production office used to be a 6-foot table with like 6 people around it. Can't do that anymore. So, all of these little tricks that we're doing to adapt during this time, I think a lot of them flow. And, I like all those tables that had like little Apache decals on them because, it's a good rental and shit.
Here comes bad news.
I hate to tell you.
They're gone.
And I'm sitting here during this lockdown. I want to get I look at a monitor. There's not an Apache sticker on it. I look at a refrigerator to get a drink. There's no Apache sticker. I can't function that way. I need that stuff. Exactly.
So what do you see like in your future? Do you think Steadicams will be able to go on stage with talent and stuff like that? I mean, where is that going to...
So I think part A is I think there's going to be a lot more robotic use, or I should say remote controlled use. I don't mean robotic as in replacing people. I mean things that people could be a little bit more distant.
On stage.
Steadicam is a big tool for me, and I'm sure other directors too, but it's a big tool that's able to get things that you just can't, pre-program and all. And to me, that's the one place, like, big cameras can move further back and have lenses. Tracks could be built, jibs could swing in, technos could swing in, but the use of a Steadicam being able to just do things that you just can't do elsewhere, I think that's going to be the biggest challenge for sure.
Right. Because, I mean, that's what we're all wondering is, like, where is this all going to end up? Like, because talent has to be comfortable at the end of the day, no matter what all of us want is, they're going to want it. So handhelds and techno jibs and are they going to want those people in the room?
And business alert, you guys. Yeah. Honestly, I think it's going to be all about, the protective gear, somehow to get that operator so safely, configured that you could still do things like that. But it might be a different level of PPE at that point. We've gone out of our way. I was actually part of the DGA committee that was helping come up with the guidelines that help us open. So I've been kind of intimate with a lot of these discussions. Creating a safe environment is the challenge going forward. And I should say it's a mandate going forward. The challenge is then how does the creativity follow it? Because I really, I can't stress enough the important thing, the cleanliness of the equipment, the use of PPE, everything that we do to secure and make as safe an environment for everybody working. We get that stuff going, and then we can be back at work, and we can do what we love doing. And that's really important. So everybody coming back, as we come back, the rules will be a little different. It's not going to be the same old backstage and on stage and even just checking in. I think we all have to come in there with just a new mentality and be thankful that we're back in business. Because it's going to be strange. It's going to be strange.
Well, even like Glenn, I mean, you like to be out on the floor for award show. You know what I mean? For rehearsal, we set up the Glen table. And is that going to be a normal thing, or are you going to have to do something different for yourself?
Well, the interesting thing is, a truck environment that we would work out of normally is way too close for any kind of real safe distancing. So me and I was saying this even in the safety committee meetings and stuff. We're not an industry that's one size fits all in terms of how we work. I work way different than other directors do, and that's not saying my way is the right way. I'm saying my way works for me, right? So I have pulled myself out of the truck for rehearsals for years now. I will continue to do that. And honestly, you could put me into a dressing room with that multi-view. You could put me into a Jelco. You could put me somewhere else. And by me extricating myself from the truck, the AD and the TD now have safe distancing because you're taking out a whole person in between them. So I just think it's going to be a lot of thinking like that. A lot of where people can say, how can I do this but not, make the people around me feel unsafe? And it's not, honestly, it's not just about how I feel. It's about how everyone else around me feels as well. And if we all could come into work and just like kind of adapt ourselves in that way, I think it'd be better for everybody, honestly.
Right, definitely.
Yep. You have to worry about other people's feelings, which is going to be the key to everything moving forward.
Yeah, everybody's got to be comfortable.
Be respectful.
So,
you know, the interesting thing, and obviously all of us behind the scenes are important. Everybody in that venue is an important person. But at the end of the day, the performers need to be comfortable going on that stage, you know, and I don't think introducing them into an environment where there's, you know, a crowd backstage is helpful to that part, you know, and things like mosh pits and things like, you know, going down into the audience, that's the stuff that's going to modify itself, you know. But, you know, like I said, if we have to back off a little bit on their creativity to allow everyone to be there safe and then all of us to be at shows and working again, that's a balance.
Right,
That's something that's important because we all need to go back to work and these shows need to go on.
Yep. And where are you? Are you in LA right now? New York? Where are you at?
I am in LA. As most people in our little pool of people who watch this show, as most people in our business know, I live in New York full time. I've been coming back and forth New York, LA. My life gets altered radically by this because, like, I have been the guy who lives in New York, gets on a plane, comes out to LA, takes a meeting, gets on a plane, comes back home, and, you know, go to my daughter's volleyball game or whatever. So, like, I've literally gone cross for a day, for 2 days, whatever, and I've been back and forth consistently. But I have in the past got a ton of work done on the plane. Traveling doesn't bother me. In fact, since Wi-Fi was on the planes, it completely changed my life because then I'm just sitting there like I'm at work.
Right.
That changes now. And I don't know how. I still don't know the resolve of where my life plays. But Jan says to me the other day, you know, can you think of the last time that you have slept under the same roof for 4 months? And I had to think back. And honestly, I think it was 1988.
Right.
Like, I have no idea, but it hasn't been in a really long time. And it's like, that was a really interesting observation that, like, in my life, traveling was the norm. I always went back to New York, LA. In fact, there's people in LA who had no idea I lived in New York, and people in New York, no idea that I worked half my life in LA. It's just been part of my life, and you know, I've adapted to it. People around me have adapted to it. That shit changes. I don't know where it goes. I don't know how it all plays, but I can't, you know, necessarily live as I did before. So this is all unfolding in front of us in real time and dynamic for all of us in our individual situation.
So you said your daughter plays volleyball. How's my daughter plays volleyball, and it's, I mean, and Johnny's daughter plays basketball, and no sports for the kids is crazy because they, you know, their whole lives they've been playing sports, and now it's just gone.
Yeah, no, and that was last year. So my youngest graduated high school last May.
Okay.
So that was all of her high school sports and all, which was great. My oldest graduated college. My youngest graduated high school, and then 6 months later, the pandemic hit. So they're up to a rip-roaring start in life.
Right.
My oldest is back in New York with her mom right now. My youngest was in her dorm, moved into the dorm 4 weeks earlier. So, like, literally, you know, January start, and she got going. She made her group of friends. She was having a great time in her freshman year, and then this. And, you know, I feel for my kids at their age. I feel for everybody's kids at any age, especially the younger ones, especially people going through graduation years and things like that, because all of this stuff you can't get back. And it's just a reality in life, and it's sad, but there's a bigger sad going on in the world, too.
Yeah.
And is everybody safe and healthy in your immediate world? I mean, we all know some people, but...
Knock wood. Yeah, you know, we've had a couple of scares. I've had some people who have tested positive but made it through, and some people who had all the symptoms but were negative. And then, yeah, just hearing about people in the business. I mean, your show with Zach back in New York, and, you know, like, hearing about people close to you who are in the hospital, you know, and going through this, it's a whole different level of, you know, okay, I'm in bed for 2 weeks and I'm coughing, you know.
Right.
That sucks, but boy, you know, hats off to Zach, and I'm glad I saw you on the show to get the bigger recap and all. But it's just so ridiculously scary. I know Guy Jones tested positive, but then came back pretty well from it, which is great.
Right.
And And it's people like that, like Guy, who every show he's a smiling, laughing face. I go walking in there and big smile and big hugs. And I want to hear where he went to lunch.
Right. Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's great.
It's that stuff that I truly miss. The interpersonal stuff, the people, because we are a family at the end of the day. That's how I look at it. Not everybody does, but we are a family, dysfunctional, but a family.
Right. And you don't realize how much this is the longest period any of us have gone in 30 years without seeing each other. It might be a month and then we cross paths on another show, but this is just, everybody's gone.
Right.
It's crazy.
And honestly, for the first month, exactly what you said. For the first month, it was like, okay, we have gaps between shows, and it didn't hit as hard. I think for me, it hit hard like the second month.
Right.
When just not having those get-togethers and, everything just really went into a really strange place for me around, 6 weeks in.
Right.
Yeah, well, it was that big wake-up call where at first you're like, oh, this is great. Well, maybe we'll get a little time off here, into, holy crap, this isn't stopping.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And have you picked up any hobbies, cooking? If you say sushi, no, everybody wants sushi. Everybody's golfing. Hey, what's Glenn doing?
Well, in between Zoom calls, you mean?
Yes.
Relentless. I think the funniest part of the day for me is somewhere around, and this was like 4 weeks in, 5 weeks in, that noon, 1 o'clock conversation where it's like, well, what's for dinner tonight?
Yeah.
And you have to take something out and defrost it. And, suddenly you're methodically planning. It's like, to me, it's like we're coming upon a meal period. We're calling the meal period. And what do I want to eat? I'll start thinking about it now.
Exactly.
All this presentation is like freaking bizarre. And I don't, finally gave up on it.
Well, yeah, for you, because you direct the shows or produce them. Usually you're working during our meals and someone, hey, you guys order something, somebody brings you something. So it is a whole different world for you. Normally, you have a production staff that helps out so you can keep working, and now you're at home.
An important tip, it doesn't happen that way here.
Yeah. Bag of chips.
Hoping for the best.
Yeah. So, it is a brave new world in so many ways.
That's great. So have you picked up any hobbies or anything? Or, we talked to Derek, and he was building a greenhouse.
I've seen some of like literally I'm envious of Craig Ravello's tools behind him. And I was like, holy crap!
Yeah, Jesus.
There? Right.
But no. Honestly, a lot of walking, a lot of bike riding, and things like that, just to stay active and all that. I don't know if I would classify that in hobbies, but definitely doing things like that to stay engaged, stay in motion, and all of that stuff. And moving, which is the most important thing. Yeah.
That's probably the biggest thing that we haven't even really talked about is, everybody who works on these shows, from you to whoever it is, we walk a lot of steps. And everybody who's been home, I wonder, when we get back into a big award show, if you're going to see all the older guys like us start to be hobbling after day 2 of an 18.
Glenn, can you lower the stage?
Yeah. No more stairs.
New requirements. Everything's going to be smaller, shorter.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't have handrails for stairs anymore, so we're just going to put it right on the deck.
Yep. So do you have any shows coming up that you can chat about, or what do you got? Make
us feel better?
Yeah. What do you got going, Glenn? We need to work.
Yeah. Don't forget, we can put plexiglass partitions between band members to get bands back right away too, Glenn. We've been working on that.
I am thinking the plexi business is something you might want to invest in.
I reached out this morning to Gavin. I reached out to our plexi provider this morning, and he's just like, ha.
Laughing at you.
Yeah. He goes, there's nothing in stock. He goes, 2 more weeks maybe, and it's that seriously. A sheet of plexi that was $125 is now $425.
Right.
No shit.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah, and that's just cost if you could even get it.
Right. If you can get it.
If you even can get it.
Delivery thing. Yeah, we're doing, actually, believe it or not, I think I can talk about this because it was in the trades or whatever, but we're doing, we're a form of the BET Awards next week. That would be a week from Sunday. It's going to be more playback and, doing host stuff, but there's a show there. As small as it is, there's a show. It's not going to involve performances yet. We're still ramping up in that direction. And, over the summer, There's a couple of things in the works, and I'm working on the Democratic Convention, which is, again, happening in some form, like everything else in life.
Right.
And have a big plan for the ACMs in September at this moment in time, which, again, everything's a moving target.
Right.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's
You guys hear anything up and running, like in the real environment?
As of today, American Idol, they had the stage was there and set up, but they never used it. They were loading that out, and then America's Got Talent is the only other show that I know of that
which is loading out of Pasadena and getting reset up.
We just started loading that in. The
fact that they've even opened up that you can do a loadout, because all the sets and equipment and stuff have been sitting dormant for months in sound stages. So the fact that we've even progressed to starting to load out is is actually a good thing, because loadout leads to the next one coming in. So I guess that's optimistic that there's loadouts happening.
Yeah, and then we heard a little something about BET and just little streaming things and podcasts and stuff like that here and there, but everybody's kind of still waiting for the the green light to go ahead and what the plan is, because it's ever changing, it seems like.
Right, the three of us mostly work on the award shows,
right?
Which that's a big dog.
Yeah,
that's going to be hard to pull off.
It is, and as we get towards the fall and the winter, as that season starts to ramp up, the big question is, where are we going to be in all of this? Because we thought we were at a certain place. The numbers here in California aren't that great. The numbers in New York are much better at this point, but this is a moving target that keeps changing.
Yeah.
Right. And like Oscars, I think we can say that because they had that out, that the Oscars have moved, which now, what's that do to everybody,
I was about to say, I don't think that there is a single show as we look towards our normal season that's going to fall in its normal pattern, or there may be one or two, but I have a feeling everyone will be a little disrupted, which doesn't mean that it's going away or it's bad or whatever, but I just don't think that we who depended on a certain calendar can depend on that certain calendar going forward. And it's going to be interesting as people start announcing dates and seeing how it falls and how it works.
Right.
Yeah, the world's starting over. Reset button.
Yeah.
It is a big reset for sure.
Right. So we got to ask you the one question. So what is it that Glenn's looking most forward to getting back to, other than work?
Well, I'm looking forward to the syndication and national distribution of the loadout.
Because, well, there you go.
As are we.
For me, I mean, there's nothing that even comes in comparison.
Right.
But you guys, when I first heard about this, I'm Googling loadout, and all this Jackson Brown videos come up.
I love that song. I forgot all about it until we did this. What a great song.
Exactly. Like, okay, there's Easter, there's Jackson Brown, there's Jackson Brown, there's Jackson Brown.
Yeah, Easter.
Why is Jackson Brown jumping on our bandwagon?
Damn it.
Yeah,
what the hell?
Our legal team didn't really do really good research, I think, on that one.
Well, they were busy putting the monitor behind you.
Yeah.
Johnny, were you out at Center Staging making that theme? I mean, was that you as a musician back there?
No, that was Zach Jones, who he did that. He's amazing, that kid. He's going to be an up-and-comer.
Yeah, we have a young utility guy named Zach Jones that does that, and then Zach Hawley that works for Apache,
who does all the work,
and
for
then
Apache.
Matt Cleveland. So they whole production team here out of utility guys, believe it or not.
I'm sorry, but that was the 7th mention of Apache. I burnt out the 6th.
Yeah, the owner of Center Staging is going to be pissed.
Wow.
We got to balance it off.
Yeah,
are you guys at Center Staging right now? Because
if you get to 10, you get a free tattoo.
Great.
What, the Apache logo?
Yeah, the Indian logo. They'll get your ass kicked at a Harley bar.
Yeah. Kit comes over and does it.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Or maybe if we can all.
I can't unsee that.
Yeah.
He's really good though. He builds models. He's got a really steady hand.
Yeah, he builds models. He does. We've been beating him up about that. It's pretty fun. That's where that question came from. What would our friends at work be shocked of something that you do that we wouldn't think you do?
Right.
Build models whooped everybody.
Yeah.
Rack was a beaker. I was like, that's shocking, but still models.
Yeah, the beekeeper, that was pretty good too. Well, Glenn.
Rack didn't, I know there was a reference, but Rack didn't show you his checkered cab, did he?
No,
No.
we're going to do an episode where we can go see all the producers' garages.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Test drive. We can test drive all their cars for them.
Maybe just
Like
Brian
they went out.
Reason. How about him?
Yeah, Reason was good.
Reason, man, he was looking like a champion.
Yeah, he's done well. So
You guys have peeled back the curtain.
maybe
Peered
too much.
inside the world of different stuff.
So, well, Glenn, we appreciate you stopping by and taking time out of your day, and hopefully we'll see you real soon on a show here.
Yes, thanks for always being a great guy throughout all these years. It's really it's awesome to be able to have a connection.
Yeah, and honestly, from our hearts, you have helped me out, and personally and business, you've done a lot for us, and I really appreciate
Same
that.
here.
So.
Well, I appreciate you guys saying that. I just, like I said, when I go onto the soundstage, it's like family, and I know everybody in every job looks at life differently. And like I said, other directors probably aren't like me, but for me, I like doing the shows. I like what we create on stage, working with the talent, but camaraderie amongst everybody, and just the experience of being there, working with everyone, hearing about their life and stuff. That's the shit that's important to me,
Right.
and hopefully we get past this so that we could be a little bit more interpersonal and start living that life again, because that's what means it all to me.
Yeah,
We agree.
All right, we'll stay healthy and safe, and we'll see you real soon.
Call
All
if you
right,
need
sounds
anything.
All right, thanks, Glenn.
We'll do.
See you later.
All right.
Bye.
Cheers.
Wow, so he hit you with that little dig about the tables and all the setups for the meetings might be going away, huh? Did that hit home?
Yeah, I'm a little sensitive right now, Johnny.
He's great. That was awesome.
Johnny, everybody needs a table.
It's true.
6 feet.
You need more tables.
But Glenn's a great guy.
Yes.
And I've been very fortunate. I did Miss Universe and Miss USA and all that stuff. So I traveled all over the world with him, and we've always had a great time. Great to work with, and it's amazing how much success he's had. It's been great, and he drags us all along with him. So
Yep.
it's even better.
We're
So,
lucky.
Yeah.
Again,
very-
it's that whole small reality where it doesn't matter where you are in production. Everybody all gets along, and
yeah.
it's a great vibe.
Very cool.
Well, thanks, everybody, for checking in. And we're looking to try to find someone higher up the rope than Glenn Weiss now, so the challenge is out.
Yeah. All
We
right.
need Matt Guzman. We need him in.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you, guys. Everybody have a good one. Thanks again to Glenn. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys soon.